listening to Enlivening Musings, a podcast to enhance your life so you live fully alive. Sponsored by the Pleasure Fairy app. Download it for more support. Welcome to Enlivening Musings. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Katie.
And today I am wanting to address a question that I get all the time. And it is, what are we built for? Monogamy, polyamory, open relationships? What's the right thing? Now, if you've been tuning in to us for any duration of time, even if you just caught the last episode, you would know that there is no right answer. And I found myself as I was getting these different questions, because I did just kind of a thing a while back asking different questions, and then this one just keeps coming up without me even asking. I found that every time I was answering somebody's question, it led to, well, what resonates for you? Mm-hmm. What really lands in your body? What is your it? Because there isn't one answer. You know, us as humans are just so different than all of these other animal species that it's like you have things like ducks, animals, creatures, like ducks, and they are monogamous. They mate for life, you know, but then you have other creatures, which now I can't think of any, and they're not that way. Like they just don't do that. I mean, you could think of dogs easily. Right. Dogs could be bred with anybody. Cats could be bred with anybody, you know, over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we're not either of those creatures. We're just not. We're very unique and have these other things at play. We're not only working through biology. Mm-hmm. You know, we have these complex minds, we have these different emotional bodies. And because of that, there's just not one right answer. And if you're the type of person who's been exploring this, you're going to find whatever you're looking for out there. So kind of like even certain sciencey type research, you can find validation of whatever side you want to be on. So if you're like, no, open relationships, they're the only way to go, you're easily going to find tons of information and people and everything that's backing that up. Because there are so many people that is completely their resonance, and it works and it flows and it feels really good and they navigate all of it, and it's this beautiful, beautiful thing. And then if you're on the other side and you're like, no, like we are meant to only partner with one person when we decide to settle down and or for life or whatever it is for you, you'll find so much information backing that up. There's even psychologists who talk about, you know, with how long we're living now, the average person would get divorced like 3 times or something like that. But hopefully it's to the same person. And that's a neat concept. And that particular quote unquote fact could go in either camp, right? It could be, no, we're supposed to be totally open and exploring all these things because we can't even stay married for, you know, the duration. And then on the other side, it's like, no, because you can revamp your relationship and uncouple your own personal relationship and couple back up and do whatever within the same dynamic. And so monogamy is the only way to go. So I'm like going. Do you have anything you want to jump in here, Katie?
No, not really.
Okay.
We knew this was going to be the Crystal show.
Exactly. We did. It's like, just let me go.
Yes.
Be free and fly. So, you know, what's important is that you tune into you. There are, you know, pros and cons to both situation. And I'm not here to go through all of those because one pro to one person might be a con to another person. And so it is all about tuning into you. And what I mean by that is really letting go of all of that external noise. tuning into your heart. Like we've talked about that lots on here. Really connecting with your heart. We've talked about connecting your heart with your genitals. Great practice for this, because now you get to listen to both and see what both are telling you. Is there a congruency there? Is there something that is incongruent? And so then what do you need? Which direction do you want to go? So really tuning into your desires, what you want, and then knowing that things can change. You know, you might be sitting here in one or the other type relationship and are starting to feel like, I don't know that this is the it for me anymore. Like, I don't know. I've seen it happen in both worlds. I've seen people in open relationships being like, nope, I want to return to monogamy. Like, I don't like this anymore. It's not feeling good for me. And I've seen people in monogamous relationships who are like, I want something different. This isn't working for me. So one of the biggest, most important things, though, is that each person is in congruence within themselves in the dynamic. Mm-hmm. So you, if you're a monogamous person, don't try to be with an open relationship person.
Yeah. Sounds like a bad idea.
And vice versa. If you're an open relationship type of person and you don't feel like you can, be monogamous or be in that type of situation, don't torture yourself and the other person.
Right.
Like really get clear about what you want. And I know that sometimes it can be so hard to like leave a relationship or not take it to the next level. And yet you have to do what is most in congruence for you, what is really lighting you up. I mean, that's what we're all about here, right? Like living fully alive. You only live fully alive when you're being authentically yourself and when you're tuning into yourself and you're living from that place and spending time with this. And if you are partnered, telling your partner, I'm exploring who I am and what I want. And it's fine. Like your relationship can decide how long can I handle the unknowingness, while somebody figures it out. Mm-hmm. And that also will be different for each person. Somebody might be fine going on a self-discovery journey for a year and the other person's totally chill with that. Or another person's like, I need to know by the end of the month. Because I'm super clear on what I want, Mm-hmm. So that's what it's all about. Just really tuning into yourself. That's what it's always all about. And really quieting all of that external noise, because out there doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter for you being able to live from your center. And there's so much out there, especially in the realm of relationship, where people think that's bad or that's wrong or that's so profane and awful. And those people just are full of kink and crazy, and none of that, like, it's all divine. It just is. Like everything that people think can be so profane, there is divinity in all of it. There's divinity in every single moment of our lives. So again, the external noise saying otherwise is not it. Tune in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. That applies to a lot of different areas of life. So,
yeah. Cool. Well, we'd love to hear from you. Mm-hmm. What have you found on your journey? Have you bounced around between the two? Have you always been one way? Have you been one way and explored the other? Or, where are you at on your journey? And we hope you enjoy exploring your own inner sanctuary and all of your own personal desires.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. You can find us on Instagram at Enlivening Musings. Connect with Crystal on her app Pleasure Fairy. Connect with Katie on her website wellnesswithkatie.com. Enjoy.